Today we will apply the multiplication and division properties of equality to writing and using ratios, rates, unit rates, and writing and solving proportions accurately. So here's some vocabulary. Ratio is a comparison of two quantities by division. You can write it a couple of ways. The ratio of A to B. Proportion is a statement that two ratios are equivalent. So 5/10 is 1/2. So they are equivalent and they are proportional. So here is a proportion problem. It says that 3/11 equals x over 33. So 3 to 11 is the same as x to 33. So there's a couple different ways we can look at this. The first way is saying, well, in order to get from 11 to 33, I'd have to multiply times 3. So it would only make sense that I have to do that on the top. So 3 over 11 would equal 9 over 33, which is correct. But if you do not see that right off the bat, another way that you can solve these types of problems is by what we call cross multiplication. So I take this 3 and I multiply it by the 33. So that gives me 99 equals, and then I take the 11 and I multiply it by x, 11x. All right, so I multiplied here and got 99, and I multiplied here and got 11x. And then we can just solve this like we normally would. Divide by 11, divide by 11, x equals 9. And then we have rates and unit rates. A rate is a ratio of two quantities with different units. So like 30 miles to 2 gallons. A unit rate has the second quantity of 1. So an example of a unit rate is 15 miles per 1 gallon, but we'd most likely just write it 15 miles. 4650 per 6 hours equals what per hour? So again, I'm going to do the cross multiplication here, although it's not entirely necessary. So I have 4650, because that times 1 is itself, equals 6x. And then I divide by 6. Although if you saw this, you could see that you would normally just divide right here anyway. 4650 divided by 6. I would probably just do that in a calculator as opposed to by hand for accuracy and time. It ends up being $7.75. So the unit rate is $7.75 per hour. And the last thing I wanted to look at today is dimensional analysis and conversion factors. So dimensional analysis uses rates to convert one measurement to another. So 12 inches is equal to 1 foot. A conversion factor when two quantities are equal but use different units, just like before. 12 inches is the same as 1 foot. So lastly, we have this problem here. If you traveled 54 miles in 4 hours, how many feet did you travel in seconds? So we need to use some conversion factors here. So we have 54 miles in 4 hours. But I need it in feet and seconds. So I'm going to do feet first. So 1 mile, I'm going to put that on the bottom because I want it to cancel out with this miles over here. So I'm going to put miles on the opposite side of the fraction as it originally was. And in 1 mile, and you might need to look some of this stuff up because I don't know if they have it in your book. But 1 mile is 5,280 feet. And then I also need it in seconds. So 1 hour, again, I put hour on top because the hours is originally on the bottom. 1 hour is how many seconds? So 1 hour is 60 minutes, and 60 minutes is, so 1 hour is 60 minutes, and you can do it this way. And 1 minute is 60 seconds. Or if you multiply these together and you did 1 hour is 3,600 seconds, that would be fine too. And then you multiply all of the numbers on the top together. So, let's bring up a calculator. I would say 54 times 5,280 equals. So that's going to be my top number here. 2,800, what was it? Or 200,085, and then 120. And I put that all over, and then I'm multiplying everything on the bottom together. So clear this out. I have 4 times 1 times 60 times 60. Notice I didn't put the 1 in there because it doesn't change anything. So 14,400. And that is, the miles cancel out, the hours cancel out, the minutes cancel out. That's feet, and that's second. And then we divide those. 285,120 divided by 14400 equals. And when you do an equation like this and you get an answer with a bunch of decimal places, I would round it the same way you would round money, 2 decimal spots over. So this is going to be 17.93. 17.93. 17.93 feet per second. And that is our answer. A good place to get extra practice on this is, of course, IXL, Algebra 1, and then there's Section C, numbers 1 through 5. There's a lot of different ways to practice this. So whatever part confuses you the most, that you're having the hardest time with, you should start there. And I'll see you in Zoom.